mean? What do you mean, what the hell was that? You didn't like my Godzilla impression? Chat, rate my Godzilla impression out of 10.
Now, I don't think your impression, Mother, fits Godzilla. It does, in fact, fit the mother of these guys right here. The two Showa-era Mothra larvae. Initially hatching right after their mother dies, the twin Mothra larvae end up going to fight against Godzilla. And honestly, they put up a really amazing fight. They're one of the few kaiju that defeated Godzilla in the Showa era, using basically tag team sort of rules. You know, one of them attack while the other comes around, maybe distracts him. It's honestly, it's fun spectacle, and they actually reference it later down the line in the, I want to say, 2002 movie, which we'll get to eventually, and we'll talk about it when it comes to that point. At some point between Godzilla vs. Mothra and the film falling right after it, one of the twin larvae just freaking dies. It's not even explained how. Like, did it die from its wounds fighting Godzilla? Did it die fighting another monster? Did a nuke get dropped on it? It's honestly just never explained within the continuity. Literally, we just get a segment where a kid asks what happened to the other one, and the twin fairies are like, yeah, it just died. It just passed away. That's it. That's all we get. And honestly, I kind of understand why they did it. Even though it was very, 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 very lazy writing. They did because in the next film, where one of the Mothra larvae show up, there's actually a villain kaiju that gets outnumbered by 3 monsters. One of them including Mothra and Godzilla, and then another one that we'll talk about next week. Obviously it makes sense. It would be pretty crazy if you had 4 monsters fighting against one single villain monster, even though this particular monster is pretty strong that they're fighting in the next film. It probably would have been too much, to be honest, and also probably, from what I understand, the rigging of the Mothra larvae are pretty top heavy, and the monster villain of the next film is actually very, very hard to also rig up and everything. So, you know, it's kind of understandable why they did it, but hey, come on, guys, you could have done a little better job. We actually get to see at least one of the larvae in 3 different films. Of course, the first one being Godzilla vs. Mothra, the one shortly after, and then later down the line, which is Godzilla vs. Ebirah, which we'll talk about later. But in that film, she ends up helping her people who get kidnapped by literal terrorists using a giant lobster to protect an island where they're selling, I kid you not, I'm pretty sure they were selling guns and drugs. So yeah, that's pretty wild. Also in that film, for whatever reason, even though she teams up with Godzilla in the movie after Godzilla vs. Mothra, for whatever reason, she ends up fighting him while she's trying to save her people, and there's a very good reason, which we'll get to again later down the line. But yeah, that's basically it for the twin Mothra larvae. Thank you very much.